Goober! Hi, baby.
One of the things that we just in the break were talking
Aren't you a
about,
pretty doobie?
Let's
go see mommy.
No, this is my first time on videotape.
Oh,
How
aren't you
about
wonderful?
Candy?
Go see Goober,
Hello,
mommy.
honey. Go see Goober, Mommy. Yes, we're good dogs. Let's stop it now because I don't think.
Wait.
Yes. Hello. How are you? You're supposed to look over there.
There, Goob.
There. This is a mother dog. Isn't that nice? Fergie. Here, Fergie.
Yes, okay.
Why don't you end it, Robbie? We better go, honey.
Flashing?
No, it's still going.
The red light is on.
That means.
Ooh, things are happening.
Yep. You can just,
Well,
whatever.
how about telling us about a fox hunt in North Dakota?
Oh, I never went on one.
Oh, I thought you did.
No,
Didn't
I
they do
didn't.
that?
Oh, I didn't go.
Oh, I thought everybody went.
Not the little children.
Oh. Well, okay.
Let's see, you know.
What did you do? You
You went to school on horseback. Right.
Went horseback riding every day, all the time.
Cool.
And we went, what did we do? We used to go across the border. That was my one terribly exciting experience.
up into Canada.
Yeah. Because I always knew exactly when we went across that border. It was, you know, lines like this.
I see.
It always seemed so exciting to go across the border into Canada. And of course, it wasn't any different than it was just going straight along. But that was my big thrill whenever I could do that.
How about learning how to skate? You remember that?
Oh, yes, we had a
Whatever.
whole barber pool.
Yeah.
And that's what we learned to skate on.
And the barber pool was
The
where the
water.
barber threw the water out
Right.
onto the street.
Right.
Well, there are many people who've done that.
Can I still be seen?
I don't think so. They didn't live next to the barber shop like we did. The barber shop was on one corner and the bank was on the other corner.
You go over there then.
Did they have a place where they used to have dances or anything like that?
Well, the hotel.
The hotel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
What
haven't
did
heard
you-
about that.
Well, it was the only place with a big enough place to have a dance.
Did you go to the dances?
Huh?
Did you go to the dances?
No, I wasn't old enough to go to the
Well, you
dance.
said something about your mother and dad taking you along and you kind of sat in the corner and
Oh,
watched.
yes, I used to do that once in a while. I always thought I ought to go every place because there wasn't anything to do there at all. My Aunt Helga was my heroine. She would insist that I go to the dance with him.
Did they come and visit a lot, Aunt Helga?
They worked
She
there.
worked there.
Oh, I didn't know she did.
Yeah, she was cashier.
And then what did Uncle Neil do?
Well, he was not in the bank at all. He was, what do you call him? Had something to do with the,
Was he an abstractor then?
yeah, but he also had something to do with the people crossing the border. I don't know what it was. 'Cause we lived-
Customs man,
Yeah,
probably.
we lived just a mile from the Canadian border. So he was very busy that way. And Aunt Helga worked for the bank.
And then there was a Mr. Newhouse.
Yeah, he didn't live there. He lived
Oh.
in Bottenville.
I see. I see.
He was a cousin, I guess, of my father.
I see. So it was a family operation.
Yeah, apparently. It was all very exciting to me. I had a lovely time.
How many years did you live there? You remember?
I would say about 4.
And then you went to where, Madison?
Minneapolis.
Oh, Minneapolis
Before
from
that,
there.
we were in Madison.
Yeah, to Minneapolis. And that's where I have been ever since.
And that's where you learned to drive your car.
Yeah. I learned to ride horseback in North Dakota though.
Did you have your own pony?
That,
Did you have your own pony?
yeah,
We have pictures of you and your horse.
yeah.
You and your mother out riding, or out in front of the bank.
Do you have one of those?
Do you have one?
Great. No.
Oh, I think I have two.
Kathy used to have one, and
she still does.
No, but it may be that she copied it
Oh,
once, and somewhere Mother has a drawing
Do I?
that
Oh, okay,
Kathy did from that
I
picture.
see.
And so that's what made me think she had one, but she may just.
I have one on my desk, and I think there's another one too.
Well, I'd love to have one
Yeah.
sometime.
Mother,
Long hair, like you have long hair.
yeah, mother out horseback riding, yeah. That's
Right.
okay.
Tony's name was Babe.
Babe.
And then when you came to Minneapolis, you had your own horse?
Oh,
You remember what
We
your
all
horse's
did.
name was?
No, I don't really remember.
baby.
No, we all had horses. We'd go out riding together.
Did you ride around Lake of the Isle?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, that was awful. I'd had to do that
I
when I was
liked
a
it.
boy. I hated
I
it.
think,
You
yeah.
guys do
Maybe
that?
you and I should just go over and get in this group. You wanna do that?
Oh, I'm happy to watch.
I'm already on it
I'll
with my
surrender
dog.
my place.
Oh, no, that's fine, I think you
The
should
red
say that.
light means that you're being recorded.
This is all going on videotape.
Remember I called and I said something about you getting ready for your television debut? Cause I said Robbie was getting this camera.
See, it's all going on tape down there,
Ah,
and I assume it can be played back over television.
Yeah, you can even play it back to a little eyepiece up there if you
I
want to
see.
look at it that way. But yeah.
It's moving, but it
Fantastic.
hardly look, I guess you do an awful lot on, I mean, 6 hours is a long time.
Yeah, gee.
There's 6 hours of tape there?
Yep.
My lord.
You ready to sit that long?
Nope. Well, let's see, we've got up.
You have to tell us about, did you make quite a few trips to California?
Yeah.
me?
You, with your mom and dad?
Oh, sure.
Because you mentioned how much your father liked it and how your mother really wasn't as interested in
Yeah.
living out
Yeah.
there.
Uh,
Did you go every winter or what?
We always went to Los Angeles. We always stayed in a certain place, I can't remember the name of it now. The people who had a very nice home and we lived in it.
Whoa, that's great.
I can't remember their name. But they lived right in Los Angeles and we could walk downtown very easily from where we lived.
Probably get run over now.
These weren't the people who were in the record business, were they? The Bisbees?
No, that was another group.
I see.
We knew them when we were prior to seeing.
Oh,
They later did move to California, but
I thought I remembered
Yeah.
that.
but the one, we had a wonderful time in California.
But you started going there from Minneapolis or from Wisconsin or what?
I think it was Minneapolis. It was very old.
Hop on the train and go out that way. Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I think you once said that your father used to ship his automobile out.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
That would go on the train with us.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it really is.
Think about that.
Took it for granted. Everybody did it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everybody who had a car.
Yeah.
And very few people had cars.
Yeah, but not too many people drove them out.
Well, but then when you were out there, you probably could go then wherever you wanted.
Oh, yes, we drove all over the place.
What was California like then? Just pretty unsettled and,
No, it was very, very much settled.
but just not a lot of people the way there are now.
No, I don't suppose so. I haven't been there for quite a while, but I'm sure there aren't as many. There weren't as many.
Mhm.
But it was very, very much settled. It was nothing unsettled about it.
The streets were all paved.
Oh, yeah.
Paved with gold, or is that
Yeah.
They were all paved.
Well, you said your father had sort of talked about buying some land out there. That's what I meant about about being settled. Nothing like it is, everything.
No.
Now,
I think my mother sort of didn't like the idea of living out there very much. I don't think he did either. We
well,
got,
he probably would have invested.
got a little tired of of the weather. Got too nice.
Sort of boring.
It's too nice.
That's what Kathy says about Berkeley, that,
Yeah,
that she does miss the storms, that,
it really is
thunderstorms. and-
boring.
Yeah.
You never worry, I think I've seen a lot of the weather.
It'd be nice for a while, I suppose. But
Be nice for a while, but
Yeah.
I think I'm tired of it. We all did.
Did you go out then when it was pretty cold in the wintertime here, the
Okay.
way people do now, and then come back in the spring sort of?
Yeah,
what about school? Were you going to school during this time? Or did you just...
I didn't go when I went out there.
Maybe that's why you never learned fractions.
And why you went to college when you were 16, huh?
Yeah.
You missed what you missed and you went on your way.
Oh, boy. I still don't know fractions.
Well, see how long you've lasted without fractions? It's
Yep.
possible.
Won't have to worry
It's
about
a good thing
fractions.
Rob is old enough so he won't go to his math teacher and say, my grandmother lived without fractions.
Yep.
Lives without fractions, yeah.
Proof that you don't need to retain all that stuff.
Well, I think that we must have had awfully good schools out there. I can't believe the things I learned up there in North Dakota.
Mm.
Well, how many in the class? Wasn't it I mean, it wasn't even a class, it was the
Oh,
one-room school?
Very, very few people I meet, maybe 15 or 18 or something like
You had
that.
good teachers then.
We had one teacher, I think,
Yeah.
For the
most
whole-
everything.
For everyone, wow.
But whoever was the teacher
We
obviously
had
was,
our classes were on the balcony of the church.
You probably learned a lot at home too, from your parents.
Well, probably.
Because wasn't Mumsy a school teacher?
Yeah.
So she probably taught you a lot. But,
Oh, I suppose she did. Probably most of what I learned. But I remember we did have arithmetic. I always remember that because I
Well, you
hated
had
it.
all that practice counting pearls.
Yeah, that's right. Oh dear.
So what, your father was part pearl broker, part banker, part...
Art. Man about town.
Did he continue with the pearl business even when he was out in North Dakota?
No, that just died a death.
Yeah, well, that sort of provided the stake for
Yeah.
getting into the banking,
Yes,
didn't
it
it?
is. He made lots of money on the pearls.
so now where was that, was that in Prairie du Chien?
Yeah,
I see. And the pearls came from the river
Mississippi.
in Prairie du Chien?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there were some beautiful pearls. Everybody knew my father, so he was the first one to get his hands on it.
Mm.
And did make a lot of money on it. Because, you know, you establish yourself and then everybody goes to you. He didn't make anything of it. I mean, he charged them what he thought it was worth, but he always got more for them than he got.
Paid for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That's a good
That
businessman.
was the main thing, was to make some money on it. But,
That was the pearl counting table there.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, my mother used to live dangerously. She was always scared to death when my father was out selling pearls. Because everybody knew it, you know, and
And they,
killed him easily.
well, he probably knew that he might have pearls or he might have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That-
true,
so
yeah.
That's why she was worried about it.
Well, I remember you said he kept a gun in the house and he
Oh,
almost
yeah.
shot you once.
Yeah, he did.
Thought you were
He
an
kept his
intruder?
his pistol under his pillow.
Mm.
Yeah, I was pretty far gone then. I don't think I was more than 4 or 5 years old, probably.
Well, and he
must
heard
have
the rustling probably.
Scared him
Oh, yeah.
more than
Oh, I
anything.
guess my mother probably discovered it. What was going to happen.
Goodness.
But he had his gun was always within arm's length.
Well, then later on, he must have gotten rid of that.
Oh, yeah, things got more
Civilized?
civilized, yeah. But it was really wild. Even I, as young as I was, I realized that it wasn't like they felt.
Was there a lot of fighting and things after
No,
that?
I don't remember any fighting
It
at
was
all.
only like the volume.
Well, this was all in Prairie du Chien.
Very seen as cops, and I thought it just happened to be there at the right time, I
Mhm.
guess. And so everybody went to him. And,
Well, he probably
That's
had
why.
something to do with being there at the right time.
well, he did. He had
Realized that this was a good
a
opportunity.
personality that he could get by with that sort of
Well, he
thing.
was a big man too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So that helped.
And he was a very fair sort of person. I mean, he never was known to do anything crooked.
Mhm.
It's like some of them were, some of the parole buyers were terribly.
I suppose it was every man for
Yeah.
himself.
And anyone trying to start out the business wouldn't know exactly what to do. But he spent a lot of time between Prairie du Chien and New York.
Mhm. Well, and he had a jeweler in Chicago that he
Yeah.
used to
Oh, yes,
work
one
with.
special one.
Wow, that would have been kind of fun.
What's that?
So that would have been kind of fun, that,
No.
like you.
Different anyway
Yeah.
from yours, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Different from most people's.
Mm-hmm. But what is interesting is that you must have come back or come to Minneapolis then,
We've been to North Dakota.
after North Dakota, you were about, so then you were here and you went to high school.
Yeah.
Did you go to high school right away?
No, I went to Douglas School
Oh, that's right.
for a while.
But you finished school pretty early. I mean, that was what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Maybe that was the trips to California in there.
I don't know.
If you went to college when you were 16,
No, I
you had to.
graduated, yeah.
So as you say, your North Dakota school must have been pretty good.
Well, it probably was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very big school, and we all got pretty good attention, I guess. Probably a very good teacher. I can't remember the teacher at all. Our schoolroom was the balcony of the church.
Yeah, you said that then.
That was all we had.
So then you came and then you went to Douglas, and then you went to, then West right after that.
Is West still around?
No,
No, that's,
Is-
oh, why?
senior citizens.
What?
The old West High School site is now
Oh, yeah.
over
It's on
55.
28th and a
Hmm, okay.
big yellow brick building.
Well, they tore it down and put in some other things
Oh,
now.
yes.
So they just
I think-
recently,
I think I've seen it.
yeah, I think they even topsy
Yeah,
turvy over
we
there.
walked through it when it was still being built.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of a mess.
Well, was that considered a pretty big public, was that public high school?
Hmm.
Oh, that was one of the big ones.
Well, they were all big,
Yeah.
big schools.
How did you ever happen to hear about Wells?
Yeah,
Did you
sure.
know, did you have a friend that was going to Wells?
Yes, I had a friend whose sister went to Wells, Carolyn Rankin.
That's what I was thinking.
Carolyn and I were real buddies. And her sister had gone to Wells, both going to Wells, and we did go to Wells. That was it. But it's a good place for me to go because it was small. I would have
Wow,
been
yeah.
lost completely in a big college.
Well, especially then, I think, with that, when you were that young.
Yeah, I was only 16 and,
Well, when you graduated from Wells,
yeah.
did you go directly to New York, or did you went down to Greenwich Village at some point in your career?
Yeah, I went to New York.
I see.
Everybody was going to New York.
Yeah. Well, that must have been an exciting
Oh, that
time.
was exciting.
That's where you had your piano all up there.
59 West 10th Street I lived.
Aha!
That was my address. Yeah, I had a piano. I
You had the
never
piano
anything
brought up on the
about
outside.
piano, yeah.
Huh.
That was the dumbest, wasn't that? Dumb thing to do, right? Up 5 24/7 or something and through the window. Wonder anybody ever lived through it.
Yeah, I'll see it in movies when the house drops.
Yeah.
Long time I've seen that.
Well, how big an apartment did you have? Did it have one of those front windows like you've got here, a big window that they could
Uh-huh.
bring it in?
Yeah.
The grand piano wouldn't be easy to just
Is
shift
it the one we
in.
have?
Hmm?
Is that the one we have?
That was probably an upright, wasn't it?
Yes, it was an upright.
Different piano than the one we
Okay.
have now,
Not
yeah.
the one you have, no.
Yep.
I think we got that to Minneapolis.
Okay, that's great.
I think so. No, I'm sure we had an upright.
What did you do in New York? What was your,
Huh?
what did you do in New York? Just play the piano or?
I played the piano because I like to play, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But you were working there though, that's what Rob was
Yeah.
asking.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the gas corps or something.
Was that when you were doing that?
During the war,
The
you were
gas
a
mask
translator.
Yep. French
So-
translator.
Well, let's see. That would have been about 1917 then.
Well, I graduated from college in 1918.
Oh,
That was
okay,
after
Okay.
that.
all right,
It was after that.
uh-huh. So it was right, just sort
Yeah.
of
Right
the
at
tail
the
end
end.
of the war, and you,
Uh-huh.
and then after the war ended, you came back to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And is that when you worked at Dayton's, or was that another time,
Oh, no, that's when I worked at Dayton.
in the window dressing?
Like mother, like daughter, right? Didn't you work there?
I wasn't the first lady window trimmer, though,
No.
Mother was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wouldn't it? Oh, dear, I think it sounds so silly.
What, to be a lady window
No,
trimmer?
would this be the first one?
I don't know, there's gotta be a first.
Well, I was delighted. I was awfully lucky to get that job, I think.
Where did you live then?
Somebody knew
Oh,
me,
excuse me.
and they must have known I had a little ability, or they wouldn't have tried it.
I think it was your father.
Probably. He probably pushed it,
Did you live on Mount Curve then?
yeah.
Where in Mount Curve did you live? You lived there a long time.
Logan Avenue in Mount
Okay.
Curve.
But then at some point, your family moved out to Excelsior for a while,
Oh, yes, we lived out the lake for a while.
and then you
We lived over
came
there.
back into town and lived in an apartment.
Yeah, we did.
Near
a
Loring
lot,
Park.
A lot. That goes right across the street from Loring Park. We lived a lot of places. Family was very restless, I guess.
And then, somewhere along the line, about that time, you met Dad,
Yeah,
and
that's right,
up and got married.
right,
How
right.
did you happen to meet him?
I met him at Phyllis Pryor's house, did you ever?
Yes, I've heard that name.
No.
I know that.
Sure, you know
Yeah,
Phyllis
you know
Pryor.
Phyllis. Phyllis Burkhart, she was.
She was a friend of his?
She lives in Green Bay now.
Yeah,
Well, Phyllis and George met him someplace up at a encampment, up at Alexandria, I think.
oh,
Yeah,
What?
that's where they met Bill.
I see.
So that's how I met him.
Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
he and George Heisey were,
Oh, yes. they
Practicing
were
law together,
inseparable,
weren't
Yeah,
yeah,
they'd worked in Washington together.
and then they worked in the United States Attorney's Office
Yeah,
here,
that's right.
and then they decided to set up shop
Yeah,
as attorneys.
right.
So did you start out you started out married life in Ortonville though?
Yeah,
How'd you end up up there? Isn't that like out by Hugo and stuff?
Mm-hmm. No, it's way
West,
Oh, okay.
it's out by
on the
Spicer.
border.
Oh,
More,
really?
it's out, when you went out by
Okay.
Spicer, that was
Big
well,
probably
that's
Stone
where Bill
Lake, I
first
think it is.
started his own practice in law.
Well, he was gonna take over a practice of Judge
Yeah.
Karcher,
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
it was.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess you had something to say about
living in Ortonville.
living in Ortonville, and
I'm glad we did. It was fun for a little while.
a lot tales about how boring it was making fried egg sandwiches and going
Yeah.
fishing.
Yeah. That was a part of the excitement.
I think a fried egg sandwich.
Oh dear. Ortonville is a nice little town.
That's where everybody goes hunting, isn't
I think
That's-
you're right,
okay,
that's
that's
where
right.
you heard about it.
Okay.
Rami had a chance to go hunting there this year.
Oh, right,
Didn't-
yeah,
didn't-
it's a great hunting area.
Well, they didn't make it, it was too cold, I think.
it? That was when it was like 20 or something. One of the cold days.
Wasn't the right day for hunting anyway. Bob didn't want to go.
Well, that's a pretty good,
I don't know when your children arrived.
well, I think one of the reasons you came back to Minneapolis was
Maybe
that
David
I
was
was about
coming.
to arrive.
Something like that, I imagine.
And I think at that time Mumsy was living on 22nd
Yeah,
Street, just off of Hennepin.
yeah, that's right.
And you kind of moved in with her for a while, and then you bought a house on Richfield Road.
Right.
And
3916 Richfield Road, I'll never forget it.
I
It's a
still
nice
remember
house.
that, it was a nice
Very
house.
nice house.
I never lived there.
Still remember
I lived there.
playing in a sandbox out behind that
Yeah.
house. And then for some reason, I guess you decided
What'd we do then?
you
Then-
wanted to live in a smaller house, so you bought a tiny little house on Washburn Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of
A little late house.
unsatisfactory.
So when did little mommy arrive? That was,
Oh, later.
okay.
Then you rented a house on Emerson Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any about this.
And then you bought a house on 45th and DuPont.
That was the first house we bought.
That's
that
where I
was-
lived.
I was 6 years old.
That was a nice house, I liked that house.
And
And I
that's
was-
where Helen came.
I was a baby there.
Is that where the Christmas card of you two on the
Yes.
is? I like
Right.
that, that's nice.
Yeah, that was a nice house.
4501 DuPont.
And that's where Mother had Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and, I mean, every holiday, the mob was at our house. I thought that's the way Christmas always was, you had everybody come to your house, I mean, it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, the only house to come to, I think, wasn't it?
It was the only one big enough
Yeah.
to handle everybody. And you usually had a maid, and that helped.
I don't,
Oh.
who did I have? I had a whole.
Well, I remember
bunch of
one
them.
called Christine Peterson.
Yeah,
Christine, I think, was the one that was there the
And
longest
she
time.
was an older woman.
an older person. I thought there's some family we got into someplace.
Well, I think there probably was.
Several people from one family,
Coun-
but I,
Country girls that
yeah,
came in,
As
yeah.
one got older, the next one probably came.
yeah, I think that was what we did. But Christine Peterson was an old lady in the beginning.
Yeah. But she was a great pal of yours.
She was great.
Well, I probably had her wrapped around my finger, I mean, I suppose that's what you do when you're little.
Yeah.
Did you start going to the lake then, though, Mother, or was that after we
Yeah, would you
moved down
spend
to
the summers
Kenwood?
out at Lake Minnetonka?
Yeah, when we went out to Lake Minnetonka with the Brunsdales, and I have some pictures of me with all the Brunsdales.
Oh, do you?
When David had the mumps and all that stuff.
Oh.
Was that when we lived on
I
DuPont?
don't remember that.
Maybe on Emerson?
No, that was DuPont.
Oh,
When did,
We used to, I think summertime,
4501 DuPont.
Right.
I think we actually rented the house on DuPont, I'm not sure. But
And
I
then-
do know that we used to,
Pack up.
and what was the fellow's name, landscape,
Pete
Peter
Trent.
Tronstead
Oh, yeah,
would help us
yeah.
move out.
Uh-huh.
well, then where would you stay at like
We'd rent houses.
that? Okay.
Mrs.
Various
Fields'
places.
cottage was one.
At the lake.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I think most of the houses that we rented either have been torn down and
Oh,
something
yes.
bigger has been, or, more substantial has been built, or else they winterized
I
houses.
don't remember any of them.
People live in them year
Remember the
round.
Newhall house, which
Yeah, I
was
do.
on the Lafayette
Yeah,
Golf
16.
Course?
yeah.
I remember some
I
very
remember
pertinent
that.
And
information.
then the one Helen was talking about, the Field House, was that little house right on McGinty Road.